Hey everybody, welcome to the final day of E3 2009. Jess is in line getting Laker tickets, so you're stuck with me. I've got with me here Max and Alex from Ubisoft Montreal, and they're here to demo Splinter Cell Conviction. Hey guys, thanks for coming by.
Thank you.
So I think by now people have seen the demo of Splinter Cell Conviction that you're going to be showing, but maybe we can go about it a different way than what we saw at the Microsoft press conference?
Definitely. Alex is going to play something different now.
Great. And for those who don't know sort of the setup for this, can you explain sort of the backstory of Conviction?
Of course. Well, actually, the E3 demo is a compressed version of our E3 of the beginning of the game, right? So the demo starts on the island of Malta, and Sam is looking for the killer of his daughter, and he's been leading his investigation, and things are not adding up real well, and he wants to know really what happened. So the demo starts in Malta. He found Dimitri Gramkos, and he's got a couple of questions to ask him.
Sounds good. Let's launch into it. So this first part actually is showing off, one, you see the projection technology. Can you talk a little bit about how that works?
Well, it's an actual light that we're using to project, right? And we use that to project movies and your objectives. And I think it's super interesting because it really allows us to have a cinematic feel, right? We're kind of breaking the fourth wall, and it really allows us to keep the player in the game while we're giving him his objectives and telling the story.
Right, and this is all dynamic, this interrogation. You don't have to kick this guy against the wall.
Exactly.
And in fact, towards the end, in the demo, you slam him against the mirror, but if you didn't do that, you just wouldn't see that, casting of the icon of the game, right?
Exactly, exactly. All our environments for interrogations are all destructive. They all have different animations that we've mocapped. You can even see the facial bruising now that's on Gramkos. That's all dynamic also. Here's the projected movies. And you see it's a light, right? So it's all projected on Sam and him.
Fantastic. And this is you can't accidentally kill this guy before you get all the information, right? It's just you beat him, and then eventually he'll give all his stuff, and then it boom,
yes,
cuts in and loads the next part of the game. Right?
Exactly. It's really about making you feel that you're Sam and you're asking questions. But as the game progresses, there's going to be some interesting twists on the interrogations.
Sounds good. And what people didn't realize, I don't think, from the demo is that this is actually your loading screen, right? It's basically a cinematic that's playing while it's loading in the game.
Exactly. I mean, no one likes loading screens, right? So we want to hide them as much as possible. And we've built a technology that allows us to play full HD movies, when we're loading. And what's interesting is that we're just not doing that because it just looks good, but we're also doing it to show you where you're going, where the enemies are. So in the demo, you can see, Gramkos that's talking to you is like, he's in the mansion, watch over the guys in the front, then the camera goes on the side, watch over the guys on the side. So it's giving you a little, gameplay tips.
Right. And we just saw that Sam broke that mirror because he doesn't have his fiber optic snake cable anymore, right?
Exactly.
He's got to improvise.
Exactly. Well, he's not for third echelon anymore, right? So all his gadgets at the beginning are going to be improvised. But as the game progresses and he goes to Washington, I think you guys are going to see some gadgets that you love coming back.
Sounds good.
So now Alex is going on the right. He's using the crowd to hide himself from the guys in front. In the demo, usually we go left.
And these are basically your mission markers, right? Having the infiltrate the mission written on there. That's going to be throughout the game. That's how you're going to know where to go.
Exactly, exactly. It's your objective, and it's telling you where to go. So infiltrate the mansion is written on the mansion.
Awesome. And this is sort of almost a classic stealth kill, I'd say, from Splinter Cell. People have been doing this for a while. They love it.
We wanted to start that way, but at the same time, we wanted to show how faster and more fluid it was. Right, so the first thing you see is Sam hanging on the ledge, moving ultra fast, and then throwing the guy down, super dynamic.
So I'd say probably the biggest thing that you guys are showing off in the game is the mark and execute. Can you just kind of talk a little bit about how that works and why you guys decided to use that?
Well, one of our goals in Conviction is totally to make the player feel like Sam Fisher, right? So, we look at a lot of references, and Jack Bauer, he always does things like that. Any Bruce Willis movie, there's a move at one point where he can take down multiple targets super fast, super silently, right? And that's what we wanted to give players.